Okay, the claim that I'm responding to is that medical research on animals is beneficial because many discoveries have been made that has helped the medical field as a whole. My advocate's secondary claims were: 1, testing on animals can save lives of many humans. 2, many major treatments have been discovered due to animal testing, and they are used to prove how safe and efficient new treatments can be. And 3, that it's dangerous not to test new pharmaceutical products on animals. Animal testing allows scientists to develop ways to overcome obstacles without directly experimenting on human patients. So my response to the first claim that testing on animals can save many human lives is that the advocate talks about Herceptin, which was a treatment used for women's breast cancer, and it was developed from mice. And she had a statistic saying that in 2010 there were over 2.5 million cancer survivors, but the information wasn't cited, and also it wasn't clear if only Herceptin was used, and that's why there were 2.5 million survivors, or were there other drugs used as well. According to the FDA, 9 out of 10 drugs tested safe and effective on animals fail when they get to the human trial, and adverse reactions to prescription drugs successfully tested on animals kill 100,000 people in the United States every year, making it one of the leading causes of death. New corporations are coming out with more accurate non-animal testing, and a company is called Maytech, and they're coming out with 3D tissue models where they create like eyes and skin to clone like human cells. And pharmaceutical companies are yielding more accurate results from those tests rather than testing on the animals. And some companies that are using this are Johnson & Johnson and Procter & Gamble. My response to her second claim that major treatments have been discovered due to animal testing, and they are used to prove the safety and efficiency of a new treatment. The advocate makes a general claim based on a quote that virtually every major medical advance for both human and animals have been achieved through biomedical research. And again, according to the FDA, 9 out of 10 drugs that were tested safe on animals failed in human trials. And some examples of drugs that have harmed people include like estrogen replacement therapy, which was glorified as a major advancement in treating bone loss and other menopause symptoms, and it was later found to increase breast cancer. Also, the use of a drug called Vioxx resulted in more than 140,000 deaths worldwide, and studies had shown that it was safe when they tested it on animals. Many other approved drugs, such as Esperol, Oriflex, and Superol, have been pulled from the market after killing and harming thousands of people that was first tested on animals. My response to the third claim is that it is dangerous not to test new pharmaceutical products on animals. Animal testing allows scientists to develop ways to overcome obstacles without directly experimenting on human patients. And the advocate gives an example of Vitech, which is a synthetic jaw implant that they used on dogs, but there was no source citation, and it was only given one example. According to the PCRM, less than 20% of animal tests and human results are agreeable, which is a very small margin. There are many physiological and anatomical differences between animals and humans. The advocate also gave an example of the polio vaccine, and according to the PCRM, again, studies with animals are not a good indicator for people. Different species of animals vary enormously in their reaction to toxins and diseases in their metabolism of drugs. 83% of substances are metabolized differently by animals and humans. medical experts agree that the data from animal tests cannot be transferred safely to human patients. Some examples are aspirin kills cats, penicillin kills guinea pigs, potassium cyanide is deadly to humans, but it's harmless to owls. And insulin, which is helpful to humans, causes birth defects in animals. In conclusion, although medical research on animals has made discoveries in the medical field, we cannot rely on animal testing. There are more accurate testing options to advance the medical field as well as to avoid animal tests. Thank you.
All right, well, you follow the structure pretty well. I thought that you challenged on the first point the advocate's evidence, but only with a lack of a citation. The better response that you have is your FDA data that comes up a couple of times that talks about 90% of the stuff that pass the test on humans, pass the test on animals, doesn't pass the test on humans. What you need to do is make a clearer inference on that. On the first point, I didn't think you did that. On the second point, when it came back up, I thought you made it a little bit clearer why this is important, because it basically suggests that the analogy between human anatomy and animal anatomy is really not reliable enough for us to make these inferences. On the third point, you had some data of your own, though, that needs a clearer citation. You got this 83% of the animals metabolize the information a little bit differently. And the only reference I get is the PCRM, and I have no idea who the PCRM is, so you want to make sure that you cite your evidence sources a little bit more thoroughly as well. All right, thank you.